them, please.
I'm giving you every option. Just
Here,
do the right
I'll
thing.
sit down while you call them.
Nope. Nope. You have to. Nope.
I'll sit down.
Nope.
My car is parked. I'll be fine. Call the police, please.
That's not how it works.
Call the police.
I need you.
Isn't that what you
I
just
need
said?
you to show me that the items are not in your
Call
pocket.
the police.
Nope. You don't have to.
Oh, so you don't have to. You're just gonna sit
so
here
that
and
item
harass
right there.
me.
What is that right there?
None of your fucking business.
I'm looking right at it. I'm looking right at it. That's called probable cause.
Huh?
I'm looking right at it. They're
Okay,
saying
then
that you
call
have
the
my
police.
items. Yeah. You can pull this Karen card all you want to. It's not going to save you in the long run.
What are you talking about?
The truth is, you have items that belong to us that you did not pay for.
What?
They're saying
So
that
you're
you
accusing
didn't.
me of not
Yep,
having money.
absolutely. They're telling me that you did not.
said I
Because
was
people keep stealing. So they hire 79% of all businesses hire people like us to make sure that people are not stealing. So they saw you taking some items.
Your manager did?
All you have to do is clear your name and say, "Hey, look, for the
But
cameras,
the
I
thing
didn't
is,
take anything, and you're
I
good
don't
to
have
go."
to clear shit though.
You do.
Because
So
I
at
don't
this
know
point,
what
at
you're
this
talking
point, at this point, they want you to
I
leave.
thought you said you were
at
going.
this point, they want you
so
to leave.
I can leave now
You
because
could.
before
You've been
couldn't.
could have left. You're trespassing, and you cannot be on
I'm
the
waiting
property.
for you to call your
You
manager.
need to leave.
Because right now
the
it's looking like you
manager
guys
has
are
nothing
really
to do with
racist.
anything. You need to leave.
So you guys are
You need to
accusing
leave.
me, a black woman,
Yep.
of stealing.
Black, white doesn't make any difference.
It apparently does because apparently the way I dress.
has absolutely nothing to do with any
I
kind of
came
race,
down here
creed,
to
or
get
anything at
my
all.
prescription, and then
Yep,
all of a
you need to
sudden
leave
I'm
the store.
trying to leave. He says I
You
can't
need,
leave.
you need to leave the store.
And now I'm supposed to
need
call
to
the police.
You're
please.
trespassing.
Didn't you say you were going to put me in
Okay,
handcuffs?
so here's what's going to happen. If you do not leave after I've already told you that you've been trespassed, you're going to be criminally trespassed. That means you're going to have a court date and you're going to go to jail. Trespassing is a very
I
serious
asked
crime.
you to call the police. Can you call the
You're
police?
being trespassed from the store.
Can you call the
You
police?
need to leave the store. So you're not going to leave even though you're trespassing. I just need to be
Again,
sure for clarification.
Can you call the police?
You need to leave.
I'm scared for my
You
life.
can call the police. Feel free, call them. They're going to tell you the same thing. If you're trespassed and you're not going to leave the store, thank you, officer.
He
Appreciate
said
it.
that he was gonna. Actually, I'll wait here. He said that he was gonna put me in cuffs and take me down to the ground. I don't know
I did
who
not say
this
that.
man
Sorry.
is.
Sorry, stop
He
talking
did.
to
I
him.
have that on recording
Do you
that he
wanna
said
leave?
that.
Wagwan guys, what's going on? I hope you're doing well. I cannot complain myself. The video that you saw was basically clipped up because I think the full video gets kind of long. But basically what you saw was a non-productive stop. This security guard, he's loaded to the T, you know, loaded to the hilt. He got his magazine, cubs, got his weapon on him. I mean, hat turned backwards, you know, got this wild beard, not even trimmed, and like this is what it is, you know, belly sticking way out. And he, you know what he's gonna do, he's gonna go try to mess with this young lady shopping. And this is what, when I say this is what it is in this particular video, this is what the agenda is. You know, when you just, like, that's what it is. Like, how can you make that big of a mistake? I don't think that's a mistake. I think that was intentional. I will say that I believe that was intentional. This guy is not law enforcement. He's a security guard, and like, he's just stopping her progression to go throughout her day. She shouldn't have to deal with that if she's just going to, you know, going to the pharmacy or whatever, right? And it was an update, I believe they had in there that the police was called. I think the cop ended up coming and basically telling the security guard to like stop talking, and then the lady was able to like leave, you know, safely. But I think he was threatening her, like, to trespass her. And it's like, I mean, guys, let me tell you this. I seen this. It was his deposition. Oh my goodness. Oh. It was his deposition of this cop. Okay. And this cop, he was conducting a traffic stop, or he was like witnessing his fellow officer conduct a traffic stop. And like, this guy was filming him, you know, filming the traffic stop being conducted. The officer that was like not involved in the traffic stop, but was just there, you know, as an aide or whatever, he comes up to this guy, basically like tells him to leave, right? Long story short, the guy like leaves, right? But the only thing is, he didn't leave the same way he came. Like, he was there like in a van, like with his, you know, wife and child, but he was outside the van recording. So when the guy told him like to, you know, to leave or whatever, he walks off. And then he's like, no, you gotta, like, he tells him, he tries to say something like get in the van or whatever. I don't know. But somehow, some way, this guy ends up on the ground and he's, you know, he's been taken to jail. He's arrested. And they get him in the room for the deposition, the officer, right? And they just catch this guy in the most blatant, I mean, it's right there. It's in plain sight. It's in plain sight, man. And they're trying to say, like, you know, what crime did he commit? Like, they're trying to, you know, like, what crime did he commit? Tell whoever's the, you know, the leading officer or the guy that's giving the deposition, he's really trying. Obviously he's well versed in, you know, in the law and in these legalities, because this is gonna like affect basically their precinct. This is going to affect them, right? Their department, right? So push comes to shove, and like he like makes this whole, and this story's getting too long, but he makes this whole runaround about like basically how his feelings basically were hurt, and just the circumstances were so heightened that caused, you know, him to take this guy down to the ground and like take him to jail, for him to be arrested, like for everyone's safety in that, just in that whole area, because he just didn't know what he was going to do. And then like they get him on camera, the guy who's recording, he gets them on camera basically like taunting him, or like, you know, basically, you know what I'm saying, like basically taunts, right? And then like his response for the taunts were like, oh yeah, he was a bad guy. This was just a bad guy. And the dude said, so you called him that because he was a bad guy? He was like, yeah, because he was a bad guy. The lunacy, man, it's to that level. It's mind gymnastics, man. And like I'm looking at this guy, right? I'm looking at, because I'm watching this video. I'm getting facial expressions and everything, and that's just what it was. This guy knew the law, knew his rights. He was there. He was going to make an audit or whatever of this situation that was going on. And this guy was having a terrible day. The police officer he was having a terrible day. And he took it out on him. And he had no grounds for his arrest. And then this guy, you can just tell the embarrassment on this. And, you know, he's not gonna be working there as a police officer, you know, any longer when you make mistakes like that. But same situation. And this guy wasn't even a police officer. This guy is a security guard. I'm gonna just leave it right there. Any amount of complete control in any circumstance, any situation that certain individual believe they may have, they will use it to the zenith. 100%. That's what it is. You know. And I do believe that this lady was probably being targeted. Definitely being targeted. That's harassed. That's a big, you know, that could easily be a harassment. You know, this guy's harassing this lady while she's continuously, you know, following this lady around. Dude, you're harassing this lady. And, you know, trying to check her pockets or whatever. And she got an attorney. I kind of want to see how this thing, you know, plays out, if she's going to end up jackpotting on this company or whatever. Just because like how, you know, I don't think that it's okay to do that. Like how many situations that you can just say, you know, let's chalk it up as, you know what, no, you know, this guy was wrong or whatever. That's not how it goes, buddy. It's not gonna happen like that with everybody. You know, you may get some dude that, you know what, he empty his pockets, or, you know, or whatever, and y'all good, nothing's there. Okay, then you can leave. We don't want you here no more. You know, or you only gonna get a few of those. Only gonna get a few of those. And it's sad to a certain degree, because it's like, how are people, and I made a comment on one of my recent videos, and I was saying, like, when you stand some of these guys up, you're gonna watch the bottom completely fall out. And this is what this guy was out of shape, overweight, trying to go around thumping and, you know, dictate what people should do and what people, you know, like, how can you do that? You can't detain somebody unlawfully. You're essentially kidnapping someone. Everyone has the right and liberty to move freely, you know, within the law. And with all this information, with all these, you know, laws, right, in place, someone like this gets to operate in this way, all right? With, you know, I'm just saying, like, zero repercussions. In an ideal world, that's not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. And you just seen the story where all these cops, these guys got, like, you know, these guys got about 40 piece combined. I'll say that they should have got like a heavier sentence, but, you know, these guys were out there breaking the law. They were officers, right? And they end up going to jail. So it's stories that, you know, do have a happy ending, right? Where the bad guys, the actual bad guys who were disguised as, you know, peace officers, they get the correct punishment. They get to go to jail. But you want to see more of those stories, more of those cases be found out actually, you know, and not just some faulty investigation, you know, that their own department's doing or whatever. But that's what I got for you guys, man. Peace. I'm out.